So, before we get into this video, we ask that if you like us, if you like our content, please subscribe to our channel. It could really help us out. And then you'll just find out when we make new videos, which would be great for you. You can also like our videos if you like them, and you can dislike them if you don't like them.
It's fine.
That's fine. Hi, my name is Kyle Reed Hatz.
And I'm Jeremy Swanton.
And welcome to our first ever YouTube video as we start a new YouTube series called What's Good? Musicals we like and why we like them.
On today's episode, we will be discussing the infamous Broadway musical, Merrily We Roll Along.
Doing the best that we can, and we're getting better at it, we're getting better at it, we're getting better at it, wouldn't you say? We're getting better at it, we're getting better at it, we're getting better at it every day. We're getting better at it.
So, Merrily We Roll Along. I can't say Merrily We Roll Along. The musical is based on a play of the same name by Kaufman and Hart. But the play was based on nothing. The three main characters, Charlie, Mary, and Franklin, shepherding.
Wait, if we're gonna tell this story, we're gonna tell it right. This is my favorite book ever. It's called Finishing the Hat by Stephen Sondheim. As someone who wants to be a musical theater writer, it is imperative that you read this book. We've got a link to buy it in the description below. I'm gonna read from it a passage. All right.
Oh, we're done? Okay.
He always starts with the notion. And the notion for Merrily We Roll Along is: Franklin Shepard, a successful songwriter and movie producer in his 40s, reviews his life, both professional and personal, especially his relationships with his best friends, Mary Flynn and Charlie Kringus, his songwriting collaborator, and his two wives, Beth and Gussie. The action moves backward in time from 1981 to 1957. If you've seen Lady Bird, it's a great movie, but there's a... Why did you do that?
I was jumping out of the car.
In Lady Bird, they do a fall musical, and that's Merrily We Roll Along in the movie.
I think it's cool that Greta Gerwig included it. So thanks, Greta.
We'll also include a link below to purchase the Merrily We Roll Along Encore's cast recording. You'll hear Lin-Manuel Miranda playing Charlie Kringus. Pre-Hamilton.
The critics slammed it when it first opened on Broadway. So the first time it's really been revived for a major New York audience is now.
At the Laura Pels
Theater, which we were fortunate enough to see.
Here's our 10 things we like most about Merrily We Roll Along. Reason number 10, old friends. It calls back like Cole Porter era, like the song Friendship from Anything Goes. But what's cool about Old Friends is that it's brilliant. Reason number 9, the overture. It's my favorite overture of any musical ever. You should listen to it. I think that the Encore's version is the best way to listen to it because of the sound, because of the mixing of that album, and again, we included a link in the description below to find that, but you should give it a listen.
Reason number 8, the eras. The original draft of the show and all of the subsequent productions have started from the mid-80s and worked their way back to when they were younger, like at the end of the 50s, early 60s. Sputnik.
Do you call it Sputnik
or Sputnik? The characters are reverse aging in front of you. You're dealing with different eras of American history.
Reason number 7, Mary Flynn.
She starts off the show really jaded. She's really given up on their relationship. But then by the beginning, she is this hopeful person who is so intrigued by Franklin and Charlie and what they're doing. Time ages you and changes you. Reason number 6, Elizabeth Stanley as Gussie. Just Gussie in general. I love seeing really ballsy, powerful women on stage. She's this woman who just knows what she wants, is not afraid to get it, and literally does whatever it takes. Will marry someone if she thinks that she can get a Broadway show out of it. What I love specifically about Elizabeth Stanley's interpretation of the role is it's just so nuanced. Even on the album, when you listen to it, you can just hear all of the doubts that she has, but then just also how powerful she is.
She demonstrates, Elizabeth Stanley, and she also does it in company, the ability to work in perfect harmony with Sondheim and with his strengths as a writer. Reason number 5, Not a Day Goes By / Beth in general. She isn't really in Act 1, and you hear about, oh, Beth wiped me out with the divorce. Who is this Beth? Frank is at the courthouse, and he runs into his wife who is divorcing him. And she sings this song called Not a Day Goes By. A very simple, short Sondheim ballad that's become a classic. She's just a fascinating, complex, another incredible woman in a show full of incredible women.
Reason number 4, Franklin Shepherd Inc. So one of the coolest songs that Sondheim has ever written is called Franklin Shepherd Inc. So the song was written for Lonnie Price. If you watch the documentary, The Best Worst Thing That Ever Could Have Happened, link below. What's cool about it is he wrote it specifically around like the way that he talked in the argument style. It's at the end of Charlie's relationship with Frank, and Charlie has a nervous breakdown during this argument on TV. It's the first time they've ever been on TV together. It's hilarious. What's so cool about the 2012 version is you get to hear Lin-Manuel Miranda sing this song that's really fast-paced and requires a lot vocally.
It's a Pata song.
Who wants to live in here? Reason number 3, the blob. So another cool concept that was invented for the show is this idea of the blob. They're everyone you would ever imagine who is like controlling the artist community in New York. In the show, they're at this party that Gussie throws, and she knows that she has to win them over in order to get the financial support. They're all one like gigantic clump.
And they have no original thoughts.
They have no original
thoughts. They all
thoughts.
say the same thing in sequence together.
Over and over again.
So amazing.
And they can just be manipulated by someone. I think it's genius. It's just an interesting idea, and it makes you question who deems what's important.
Reason number 2, the score. Some of Sondheim's best. The score for Merrily deserves to be noted because he's trying to emulate not only the different styles of music and the different eras, so like the 80s songs sound like the 80s, the 70s songs sound like the 70s, and the 60s songs sound like the 60s, all within the world of musical theater. But also he's trying to emulate the quality of the writing of Franklin and Charlie. Like, when they're younger, they write songs that he would have tried to write when he was younger. Another amazing aspect of the score is that it's one of his most exciting scores. I think the opening number, Merrily We Roll Along, the last time they do the chorus, it's got like a rock drum beat going on, and it's just an incredible ride.
Reason number 1, the ending. I personally really love this show because it leaves you with such a weird feeling of like hope, but then also sadness at the same time, because it is the end of the show, but you're also looking at this moment of this is the beginning too, so it's hopeful.
Almost get the sense that the show is unraveling time rather than just going backwards in time, and now Frank and Mary and Charlie have a chance to start over again.
Right.
Which I would say is accentuated in the Roundabout production that's running right now because of the way they opened the show.
Let's talk about production of Merrily We Roll Along. I thought it was such a cool idea and something that we have always talked about wanting to do. It was cool to see it executed by other people. Was the idea of having it be such a small cast. When you enter the space, it's like
God's storage cabinet for specifically the friendship between these three people.
One of the cool things for me as a Merrily fanatic was the show, as I said earlier, originated at the Alvin Theater. In this production, they pay tribute to the original by hanging the Alvin street sign up in the corner.
Do they hang it up there, but they have it light up when their first hit premieres. It's sweet that the show inside Merrily We Roll Along, which was a huge flop at the Alvin, is a huge hit at the Alvin. So in summary, we love Merrily We Roll Along, and there's a great production of it running in New York City right now at the Roundabout Theater through Fiasco, and you should go see it because we had a great time at the theater seeing it.
So as we said earlier, all of the things that we've mentioned, books, documentaries, CDs. Everything will be available in the description below. If you've enjoyed listening to us ramble for this whole entire time, we hope you subscribe to our channel.
So our question of the day is, do you have a favorite thing about Merrily We Roll Along? Share with us, please.
Thank you so much for watching, and we hope you come back for more.
So when I first heard there was this musical exploding called Hamilton, I had never really gotten into In the Heights, so I didn't recognize his name. I clicked on the Hamilton Wikipedia article, and I looked at the writer, and I was like, Charlie Kringus wrote a musical?